G'day guys, so today we're looking at the Asus ROG Delta S Animate Gaming Headset, which costs $370. And before you guys run out there and say, oh, geez, Sean, you've got so much money, you can afford everything. Not quite the case. These were sent over to me from Asus for a review, and I'll most likely be sending them back after we're done. Now, this pair of headphones has one, I guess, big feature that you guys are probably interested in seeing, which is the animated mini LED display. And to be quite honest with you, so am I. It's got some really impressive specs in terms of like audio quality on paper. We'll have to wait until we plug it into the PC and see how it actually performs. It's got a microphone that you can remove. It's unidirectional, so should be okay for, like, you know, just chatting with people on Discord. It is Discord certified as well, which definitely helps. It can play back high-res audio. It has a quad DAC in there as well. So if you're a bit of an audiophile, this should be a good gaming headphone and a good, I guess, audio listening headphone if that's what you're into. And it will work pretty much across everything. So your PC, your phone, your Switch if you have one, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, but it doesn't necessarily say that it will support Microsoft Xbox. So I'm not sure why that is. I haven't really asked the question, but that's literally just what I'm going off based on the product specs on the box and also what I found on the website. So what do you actually get for $370? Like, what comes included? Well, obviously you've got the headphones here. These are black and they look like this, and they're not too bad. Like, looking at myself on camera, they're not too big and bulky. I mean, they definitely stick out a little bit. They're definitely not subtle in terms of their size, but they're not super uncomfortable. They're a pretty nice pair of headphones. You've obviously got that animated display on the outside of the ear cups, which we'll get to in a moment. And then in terms of the ear cups that they include, these ones are like a soft, mushy protein leather, they call it, and it's also got some memory gel, I think that's what they call it as well. So there's a bit of compression there, but they go back to their shape you know, pretty easily, and they apparently are also going to help you stay cool. So if you've got them on for, you know, long gaming sessions, these shouldn't be too bad. I'm a little bit worried about, you know, how my ears might actually go rubbing up, or potentially might rubbing up on the inside of the ear cups. But this is the headphones, and I mean, you've got the headband here, which again has got a little bit of cushion, not a heap of cushion, but it's enough. And then you've got, you know, an adjustable little headband here, so you can do that. You can also rotate these, so you can have them, you know, on your chest like so, and you can have them resting flat, which is quite nice. It only rotates one way though. And so yeah, pair of headphones. And then, you know, in terms of flex, like, they flex quite a bit. They don't creak or make any noises. So, like, construction wise, they are very, very solid and very good quality. The cable that comes included is like a, what's that, like maybe like 1.2 meter long braided cable, which is connected into the headphones, and you can't detach it. It literally just goes straight in. So that's the cable that comes included. It terminates, by the way, in a USB Type-C connection there. And then what they give you, if you don't have Type-C on your device, is a Type-C to Type-A connection here. So for example, if we plug that in like that, it goes from USB Type-C male to female, and then we've got a standard USB Type-A connection here. So, you know, depending on how much length you need, how far away you are from your PlayStation or from your PC, you might be okay with the braided 1.2 meter, or, you know, you might need this extension. I'll probably be using the extension. On the back of the headphones, by the way, something that I skipped over is you've got all the little controls here. So you've got a little volume rocker just here, which also, if you push that in, will mute the microphone. And then these buttons here basically control the animated outside of the display. So there is an off position, a animated position, which will show whatever you've programmed. And then you've also got, like, I think if you turn it all the way to the top, is like an EQ mode. So it will show the EQ of the music that you're playing theoretically on the outside of the ear cup. So that's the buttons. Should be pretty easy to operate once you've got it on. It would have been nice, in my opinion, to have like an inline control somewhere along here, because I personally prefer to be able to like just control it with my thumb when the cord is like down sort of at like waist level. But you know, having it on the ear cup is not a massive deal breaker anyway. On top of that, you get a little microphone, which, you know, can be detached if you don't need to use it or don't want to use it. So that literally just goes in one way like so. And then once you've got it on your head like this, you know, you can go ahead and move it around in front of your mouth like so. So that's pretty much it. You obviously got, you know, the quick start guide, a little warranty card, but that is pretty much it. Now, one thing I do think they have possibly, I don't know, cheaped out on a little bit is maybe like a 10% off or 20% off discount code for Tidal. In order to get MQA files and stream them to the headphones, you need to be streaming through a service like Tidal, which requires a subscription, and the subscription to Tidal for MQA files is about $22 Australian per month each month. And while that is, you know, it's definitely not cheap, you do get some really good quality audio files, which you can go ahead and you can play back on different devices, etc. But, you know, kind of giving you the headphones with all the great, you know, audio specs on paper, and then having you, or having to sort of force you in a way to paying another subscription elsewhere to get those MQA files so you can actually get the full quality from these headphones is something that I think they can maybe work on for the next version. For example, when I bought an ASUS power supply, inside of that was like a 10% off coupon card for getting some cable mod extension cables, right, for my PC. So maybe they can do something similar there, is, you know, giving you an expensive pair of headphones and then only giving you, you know, hey, you got to go and buy Tidal now. No real, like, you know, information there about that. Maybe they could even give you like 3 months free or something. That would be something that I would like to see. But anyway, let's get these plugged into the PC. Let's see what the microphone is like, and let's see what they're like in gaming, and most importantly in playing some MQA audio files. Now, sorry, before I jump onto the PC, I said I was going to show you the display and quickly give you an example of what that looks like. So this is that EQ mode. I guess what's happening right now is when I'm speaking into the microphone here, even though you're not hearing me through this microphone right now, I'm using a lav at the moment. Because these headphones are powered up and the mic is installed, whenever I speak, it sounds like the EQ is sort of responding on the outside of the display. So that's basically what that looks like. And if we go ahead and we switch it to the, you know, preset animated effects, you can see that these are some of the effects that come on these headphones. I guess they're stored in memory somewhere, but once we actually plug it into the PC, we'll be able to customize it and change it and put whatever we want onto these displays. So yeah, displays on headphones, it's a thing. And to be honest with you, like, it's quite an impressive, like, it's definitely eye-catching, and it's definitely an impressive effect. It doesn't look cheap or tacky at all. The contrast between the white and black is, you know, it totally makes sense why these are a black headphone, or I think why you can only buy them in a black color at the moment. And I think they're the first company to really do something like this. So I have to give them a bit of credit for innovating and trying to do something a little bit different. And the effects and the animations look nice and smooth. They don't look jittery or, you know, like they don't have the grunt to sort of run the animation. So if that's what you're into, they don't look too bad. Maybe what I'll do quickly as well is I'll turn off all the lights so that way you get a another quick look. So with pretty much all the lights off, I've just got literally the one for the camera and the one for the room, just sort of minimal lighting. This is basically what those effects look like. Hopefully that gives you a bit better demonstration. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Is this something that would tempt you into buying or, you know, paying the premium, I guess, for these headphones? Let me know. I'd love to know what you guys actually think. Alright, so I've just fired up a game of Call of Duty Vanguard just so I can get a bit of an idea on how this virtual surround sound sounds and how it actually works. And to be honest with you, it does do a pretty good job of like giving me a clear indication of where footsteps are coming from, where bullets are coming from, and does it give me an advantage when I'm playing the game? I would say it gives me a slight advantage for sure. Sound quality wise, it's not the greatest. Like, I'm being pretty honest with you guys. It feels like it's just missing out on, like, it's just not very punchy. Everything just feels a little bit washed out. And I don't know if that's because of, like, the game or because of these settings. All I've done is turn on the virtual surround sound, and that's pretty much it. And compared to like using AirPods Max, which I use all the time when I'm gaming, they sound a lot more just dynamic, and the volumes, yeah, sorry, not the volume, the actual sound effects sound like they actually were meant to be heard, you know what I mean? But this definitely feels like everything's a little bit flat. So what I might do is I might just quickly hide somewhere and we'll jump back into the EQ, not that one, this one here, and we'll turn off surround, we'll turn on gaming, and we'll see how that sounds in comparison. So we'll go back to the game, give it a second. Apologies for the lag, we're doing this all in 4K 30. Yeah, again, it still feels more or less the same. It definitely does an okay job though of like giving me an indication of where players are on the map, but the sound quality isn't super impressive. So as soon as I die, we might jump into some music and see what the music listening experience is like, because considering the price of these headphones, I was expecting it a lot more. I would say as well, like, it's not really a very strong pair of headphones in terms of like the bass. The bass definitely feels a bit weak. That's just what I think. So let me kill that guy and that guy, and there we go, wallbang. But let's quit this. Let's jump into some music and see how that sounds. Okay, so funny story, we just quit the game and we've just tried to launch Tidal, which I was actually using earlier on before we recorded this part of the video, and everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden their servers basically just went down. I can't log in on my phone, I can't log in on the PC, on the app, or on the web browser. Basically Tidal is just completely offline at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. Talking about my experience though with playing music using Tidal, it actually was a pretty good experience. Pretty good experience. I'm sorry. The sound quality was pretty decent across the entire sort of the lows, the mids, and the highs. I will say though that if you're looking for a pair of headphones that have a really strong emphasis on bass, then these ones aren't necessarily going to do it for you. Like, I listen to a lot of hip hop music, a lot of electronic music, which has quite a bit of bass in it, and they just don't have that punch like some other headphones that I've tried. They're really good if you just want to be consuming media, listening to a lot of really nice music with awesome vocals. If you're into, like, for example, Billie Eilish, or if you're listening to maybe like Hans Zimmer or something like that, where there's not very much an emphasis on bass, then these will actually do a really, really good job. And the audio quality is very, very good, but just a bit weak on the bass, which, to be honest with you, when you're paying $370, you don't really want to have any weak areas. You want it to be sounding good no matter what you're putting through these headphones. But then that also sort of carried over to playing games like Call of Duty, when you're throwing grenades and you're hearing bullets and stuff like that. There's a lot of explosions, a lot of bass, and like I just said before, bass in that game, bass in these headphones in general is just a little bit lacking, and everything just felt a little bit washed out, to be quite honest with you. Now, one thing I have done since we just jumped from Call of Duty Vanguard is I actually just opened up the door behind me here. And what I'm going to do, I don't know if you guys can hear any background noise like cars or birds and stuff, but I'm going to turn on the noise cancellation, and we're going to turn it on to high, and we're going to also turn on perfect voice as well. and tell me, does that actually make a difference? And is that a setting that you would possibly use if you were using these headphones? I know that outside my window, like I live in the city, there's a lot of cars and birds and noise and just general stuff going on. And I think that this AI noise cancellation feature would definitely mean that I can open up the door and let some fresh air in and not have to be too worried about those background noises coming in. Like I can just hear a dog barking. So I'm just actually quite curious to watch this back afterwards and see whether or not you guys can hear it. So in terms of these pair of headphones, though, my conclusion, my summary is that they fit good. The animated displays are definitely something you can play around with that all day long. But they feel good. The construction is good. The display is really really nice, and it's been done really well. Sound quality wise, I'd probably have to give it like a 7 out of 10 to be honest with you. And I'm not trying to be like harsh or anything like that, but they just don't sound like a pair of headphones that cost $370. Like I've tried on pairs of headphones that cost half as much that sound just as good, if not better, and that's a little bit disappointing if I'm being quite honest with you. Hopefully, maybe ASUS can take this feedback on board and maybe improve the emphasis a little bit on the bass, but that's just my personal preference. And if you don't really want a lot of bass in your headphones, then maybe these will do the job for you. So, guys, thanks for watching this video. Appreciate you guys staying around. If you're still here with me, if you have any comments or questions about these products or about this product, maybe there's something that I've skipped over, let me know. If you enjoyed the content, chuck it a like, get subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.